Okay, so this was our last week.
Those workouts are killing me, but I love them. I'm kind of thinking just gonna continue those, what you said, just because not that I'm like I mean, it does kick my ass, but like it's a good kick ass type workout. Those last 8 minutes at the end, like it's intense, but like I can hack it, like I'm doing it good. And then especially now that you told me, like it's like okay, like take a mini break.
Yeah,
It's
don't
like
do
I
the
catch
full
my
eight
breath.
minutes straight.
Yeah, I learned that very quick. Yeah, because the first time like I ever did it, like before I talked to you, I was just kind of going through it. Like I was going slow, but I was just kind of going through it. So it's like now I feel like I can hit it, and then like I take my breather, and then like I hit it, and then so that feels a little bit better. I think it was Wednesdays, the one with the plate. I didn't realize until the end that it was 8 turns and I was doing 10 turns. So I just kind of put on a comment like I was doing 10 turns just, to kind of compensate for that. Um,
That's fine.
but I like
How do those
those
feel? How do those feel for you?
hard. Wait, the plate itself or
The
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 whole eight
the
minutes?
plate halo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the actual motion of it. Like and not like trying to not move your head with it.
Yeah. It's hard. I do have to like remind myself not to be like ducking, so I do have to go a little bit slow on them just to like really go through the actual see like I can already like feel it. It didn't help like I was swinging the sword the day before too, so I was like
Oh yeah. But so those are going to be so good for your sword stuff though, because it works like
yes.
every angle of your shoulder and your scaps, and you're moving them independently, which is what you'll need for sword stuff too. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, because you're shifting everything around. Yeah, those
Yeah,
are
and then especially because one of the stance is literally holding the sword up top. Actually like a lot of things, the final pose is at the top. So like I feel like I felt it like right away. I was like, okay, like a lot of what I've been doing in the gym has already been kind of translating into what I'm doing right now. And then like the lateral lunges too, that's a big one. So the right knee is still like I was doing that like what we talked about last week, like okay, like making sure like planting like the full like the 3 points. So now it's kind of like okay, like now like not that it feels more stable, but it feels better. I guess like I'm better positioning it so it doesn't feel I mean not as rickety, but like I'm not even sure what words I'm trying to find. Like not that it was easier, but it felt more stable, like more grounded, I guess. So it did feel a little better overall. But I do have to be like really like conscious about it. Like I didn't realize like I think my left does it more natural, but I feel like on the right leg, like I really have to like focus and tell myself it's like no, like better position it. Whereas the left, I can just go for it. I did add weight to those the dumbbell split squats. Gosh, those split squats kill me. But I mean, I'm doing them with weights now, so that was pretty exciting. It's a lot of things are going in progress. Yeah. I mean, it's this was a tough week, but I was kind of still active, just like in different ways. And then like when I had the migraine, I just like nope, just curled up in bed and called it a day because like I couldn't move, I couldn't function.
Do you have anything that helps you with your migraines?
I've only taken Excedrin, and even then I take very minimal unless I'm like hurting.
Hmm.
Then that's when I'll take Excedrin. But other than that, just kind of write it out because it's mostly just during that week when I'm on my period. If I'm not on my period, I don't really get migraines. Just
That's
that
hormonal.
week. Hmm. Cool.
Okay, so
Perfect.
let's talk about like where you were, like where your mindset was when you first came to training. Like where were you mentally and physically?
Physically, I was probably at my worst as far as strength goes. No strength, no cardio, no much of anything physically really. And then I was kind of just coming out of a hospital like what the 10th time at that point again. So every time I come out of the hospital, it's like I'm drained. But even from the prior hospital visits, like I've never been able to put back muscle since the time that I got sick. So I've always been, I guess, weak, you could say. And then whatever much I weighed, it was probably all fat. Like there was no muscle anywhere in anything. Like the lungs had no cardio, no conditioning, none of that. Mentally, I know for a fact I was at a pretty low point because at that point, I was still kind of struggling regulating the sugar on the diabetic aspect of it. And then just trying to align it like with foods and portions and what I should be eating or not eating. Like I narrowed down to what like my trigger foods for the pancreas are, but it didn't mean that I had portion control.
Right.
So, and it was just a lot of, I mean, not that I felt really negative, but to an extent, I was like, I was overall miserable because that's really no way to live if you just can't even walk down the street without like asking for air. So that's kind of like the starting point. So, but if I look at where I'm at now, even in these 12 weeks, I didn't think I would even get to this point because even with some of the workouts, it was like 30 minutes on the treadmill. I was like, I can handle going on 2 hours now, walking, like not stopping. And going from like just walking down the street, gasping for air to where I'm consistently walking at a brisk pace, like a good pace for 2 hours. I mean, I didn't think I'd hit the 2 hours.
And
I was
no,
gasping on the hour the first time around, but like I doubled that now. So just seeing like the cardio aspect was like night and day. And then like strength wise, I didn't tell you this, but when I was just kind of like going to the gym just like randomly, like no clue like what I was doing, there's this machine where you kind of put some of like your body weight on it and then you do like the chin ups, but it's like
Mhm.
assisted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So initially I was putting it like at the 205. So I mean, subtract that like for the weight I was weighing at that point, it's like just 15 pounds theoretically per se. I got it all the way down to 185 now.
Awesome.
Just doing like the chin ups, and I can do technically I do 18 because I can do six in a row and then I have to break and then I do it 3 times. So even that in itself on the chin ups, I was pretty excited on that. So it's like I know I've put on muscle because like on a lot of like the dumbbells, I'm moving up to 15 pounds on each side now. So it's like I know there's definite strength in there. My legs look nice and toned. I actually like was wearing shorts the other day. I was like, you can see muscle definition on them, like they're not just jiggly. And I know because I was like giving myself an insulin injection the other day, and I didn't realize I was like flexing, and I was like, why can't I like squish it? So I was like, it felt pretty cool. I mean, it sounds like a weird thing, but it means a lot, to like all of a sudden go like you got squishy legs, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, it feels a little hard,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Like, where am I
Uh,
gonna grab now for my insulin injection?
right? I mean, I had to really like go around to the sides and find something else. But I mean, those are changes, like I have noticed. And, I think the biggest one for me is I went down 2 pant sizes. Like I went from the 18 to the 14. So it's like 2 inches just on the waist
Yeah.
alone.
That's huge
So
in
it's
12 weeks. Like, that's a lot.
we're adjusting insulin doses again. And so I am going to go on an insulin pump now. But as far as like the sugar control has been, like it's been a lot better. I think I have my worst fluctuations are always when I'm on my period. So, because we mapped out like going the 3 months back, like on the CGM. And yeah, realistically, I think we're trending like those weeks when I'm like really painful, like period wise, is when my sugar just tends to go higher. So that's been fun. But overall, I think like from where I started, like it was probably like in the negatives. And like I've totally like went up into the positives.
Yeah. So wait, your volume had cut out for a second. Did you have your A1C retested?
It actually didn't change from that 7.4 that we were at. I think it was when I went to a health fair and then it was still 7.4. So I'm actually still maintaining at that point. Which was still, I mean, 7.4 compared to like what I was still it was still good. But I think it's now just controlling the pain just because the pancreas just goes when it goes haywire, it really messes everything up. So diabetes is one thing, but throw in the pancreas, it's changes a lot of things.
An angry pancreas.
Yeah, cranky panky.
Cranky panky. What would you say that you're most proud of over the last 12 weeks?
I can do sword yoga. I
I
mean,
think that's huge. Like, so if I had come to you 12 weeks ago and was like, hey, you're gonna be doing sword yoga. What
No,
was
I would not have
that?
believed you. No, because yoga's hard. Like
It's
people
hard.
think like, oh, it's just stretching. No, no, it's strength. Like you hold yourself up on one leg. Like everybody's like, oh yeah, just hold yourself up on one. No, like that balance, that flexibility to like just not even just put your leg up, but like hold it. Like the other day, like I was doing like yard work with my mom too, and so she was doing like with a weed eater, but like my chihuahua has this thing, he has to attack it, which is the dumbest thing. So we take turns, like, and I'll hold the chihuahua while she's on the weed eater, and then like we'll switch. And then, but lately she's been like, no, like your chihuahua weighs more than a weed eater. Like, I'd rather just do that than carry around a chihuahua. And so we took him to the vet. He's actually like 12 and a half pounds. So, I mean, he gets fussy if you're just holding him because he wants to attack the weed eaters. So I just started doing like the yoga poses that I was like doing. Instead of the sword, I was just holding my chihuahua in the air.
Lion King
Yeah.
style with the Chihuahua.
Literally, like that's what I was like. I'll have to send you pictures. My wife was out there with me, and I was just like, yeah, like horse stance, and I had my chihuahua in the front, and even just doing that one stance with a 12 and a half pound chihuahua, it's hard. Like, because I was doing that back in January, like having to hold him, like, and I couldn't. Like just walking around holding my own dog, I was like, I can't do it. And I would literally just go into a room, lock myself in it because I was like, I can't. And now I'm out there holding him, doing yoga poses with a 12 and a half pound dog, and it's a drastic difference, like what I can do now
That's
versus
incredible.
back then. Yeah, because I wouldn't have believed you. Like in 12 weeks, yeah, you're gonna be doing all this stuff. Like you're gonna be like 2 hours on a treadmill, like, yeah, I'm gonna break a sweat, but you'll be fine afterwards. I'm not gonna be dead afterwards. Like that's the biggest thing. Like I walk out of the gym and I'm still alive. It sounds weird. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's not like I like I'm not like dying and like gasping for air and like I can't do anything after the gym. Like I'll still go to the gym now and I'll still come home. Like I'll shower, I'll cook dinner. Like I'll still be able to do things and not just be like, okay, I just gave it all and I'm dead now. Like
Do
yeah,
nothing. I think
I
it's
can live
pretty
again.
amazing because when you first started, like our first conversation, you basically just wanted to not be in pain anymore. Like that was your biggest concern. Well, other than, like regulating your diabetes. The other biggest concern was just like, I just don't want to do movements where my pancreas hurts, right? And now you're like, I want to go on like a week-long camping hiking trip and I'm gonna do sword yoga. And like, I feel like it's just like your brain has just expanded the possibilities of what you want to do because now you know that you're able to get there instead of
Yeah,
just in pain anymore.
like those Russian twists. Like I'm always gonna bring them up. Like if you told me when we first started, you're gonna be twisting your abdomen and doing Russian twists, and you're gonna be doing like the wood chops, I was like, nah, like I'm not doing that. Like, and then like now it's like not that I don't have a problem because it's still hard. I mean, I'm still putting weight on it, but it's like I'm challenging myself like, well, how much more can I do? Like I started with the 10-pound kettlebells. Like I was lifting the 15-pound one the other day, like doing some wood chops just to get a feel for it. Like I would have never believed you. Like, no, we're not gonna be doing Russian twists. And now I'm doing Russian twists. I'm doing side plank dips, like yeah, I wouldn't have believed you. Like, and even because even with the sword, and even just doing like that sword yoga, like there's movements where you do go from like just going straight and then you do twist like when you bring the sword. So there is still like a lot of twisting motions. Like even if you told me like 12 weeks ago, like, yeah, you're gonna swing a sword, I was like, well, I'll probably just swing it in front of me. But I
Like
didn't think that'd be like actual doing like all the twisting motions like with it. Like and even then, like I'm still very beginner right now, but I'm noticing like, okay, everything that I had been doing, like those motions, like the mobility has been, I think, the biggest game changer for me. Like I never expected like those types of mobility stretching would actually give me so much more flexibility in my whole life. Like, let's just be honest. Like at that point, it's not just okay, we're doing mobility stretching in the gym, doing things. No, it's all of that I've been doing translates into everything that I can do in life, like right now. Like, so it's a whole game changer.
And I mean, that's how I try to set up each workout, right? Is like, what movements are we doing in life? Because that's where we need to train. I think I told you this last time. Dr. Spina, who founded functional range conditioning, he always says you will always regret not training in the position that you were injured in. Right?
Hmm.
How do we usually injure ourselves? Like when we're in spine flexion, when we're rotating, those kinds
Yeah.
of things, because traditional training is very linear. It's like we're pushing, we're pulling horizontally and vertically and like squatting
Hmm.
up and down, right? So that's why it's so important to have, movements that mirror our everyday life movements. And then
Yeah.
specifically what you want to do too, like sword yoga and whatnot. But like what did you think in your mind mobility training was before you started?
I had no idea what it was. Yeah, I didn't know what it was. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Arm
Because
circles.
you were just like mobility training. I was just like, what? Like, I just drew like a whole blank. I was like, I what? Like I drew a blank at first, but then like when I saw like, okay, like those are the videos, and I was like, oh, so it's like stretching. But then I was like, none of the videos was like, because when you think of stretching, it's like, okay, you just like you hold a position. But none of the videos was like you're not
No.
holding anything, like you're still moving. And then on
Working.
some of them, I was like, why am I struggling so much just to like do this mobility stretch? Like, I think one of the first ones was like the spine one, the fluctuation was like, I had to watch that video like 10 times because I was like, why? Like, I just couldn't get it.
Oh, the
And I
segments
had
on
to
cat
like,
cow.
yes, I was going like 10 times with it. I was like, what? But then it's like, you're right. You just have to like kind of just take a deep breath and just like, okay, just break it down and just really get into feeling what your body's doing. So then when I really started like, okay, like, well, how does my body feel like when I'm just doing even just like this circle? I was like, you think it's just a circle, but it's like, no, like, wait, it's pulling, like, wait, like, that's it? Like, I can't move it further. It doesn't look like it even moved anything. And then that's when you realize, like, oh, like, all these joints, like, should probably move more, but they don't move more. it it was like, and then in my mind I was like, it's like yoga in motion again. At that point I was still like, yoga's this intense thing that I can never do because I'm not flexible, or I'm not, I don't have the strength for it and I'm not flexible. But I think part of me really fell in love with like the mobility aspect of things. So that's why I was like, when I saw sword yoga, it's like, oh well, it's mobility. Like I have better mobility now and I have, more of that strength. So I felt like it kind of combined a lot of the two things. And they think that's basically, I think because of the mobility training, kind of really pushed me in that direction.
So
And
what you're
kind of made me
saying
excited.
is mobility training was your gateway drug to
Yes,
sword yoga.
pretty much. That's exactly what it was. I'm just gonna call it that.
Yeah, it's the gateway drug, but it is like it's like, and it comes back to, what we talked about earlier of like you now know what your body is capable of. And it's that gateway to like you almost like when you were at the point you were when you first started mentally, you don't let yourself think about things that you want to do, right? Or like, what are the things that I could do? Like, what are my hopes and dreams physically? Because I'm just kind of like in survival mode right now.
Yeah.
So as you start to feel better, you're like, wait, I could go hiking. I could do sword yoga. I could take a trip to Japan and, walk for a week. Because let's be real, that's a lot of walking.
Yeah.
Japan.
It's like I feel like I'm allowed to dream again and to live again. And I think that's been the biggest thing because I was like, well, I didn't even want to go camping because I was like, I'm gonna die by the time we set up the tent. And then I'm just gonna want to lay in the tent and I'm not even gonna want to go out and do things, and just even just planning trips. I was like, no, I was like, I'm gonna be exhausted the entire time, but it's like, no, no, I'm gonna have fun now. So it's been great. Like it was a couple weekends ago, at my sister's school. She goes to university, and they were gonna have this gallery, but like her school's known for the stairs. There's like stairs everywhere and hills because it's practically on the mountains. So it's a lot of hills, it's a lot of stairs. and it's like a wide campus. So it's like one building's here, but the parking's on the other side. And if you wait for the bus, it takes forever. So we went and I was all excited. It's when I started counting steps too. And I was like, yeah, let's get the steps in. So I was like, yeah, let's do stairs. Yeah, let's go on the other side. Oh, there's a plant site on the other side. Let's walk all the way to the other side. Like, I don't even like plants, but I was like, let's go. Like if you would have told me that like before I started, I would have been like, I'll wait in the car. Like, I'm not gonna walk across this
You
campus.
guys climb those stairs. I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll drive the car and pick you up, but now it's like, no, I'm gonna be a part of it. Like I'm gonna go and do it. Like I'm excited just to even go walking like now. So it's like even just go grocery shopping just so I can like walk. I was like, yeah, I gotta get my steps in. Like who gets excited about getting their steps in? Like I didn't think it was gonna be me back in January. I was just like, I'll drive the car and I'll pick you up in the front. Like, no, now I'm the one walking.
No,
So
it's kind of gamified when you're trying to hit a certain number of steps per day. You're like, here now I gotta get it. I have to.
it kind of is. Like even my mom sometimes will be like, when we go to the store, she's like, I'm just gonna park back here and then you're gonna walk all the way to the front. And I was like, all right, let's get those steps in. Like it is becoming a bit of a game.
Did that at Costco last week. I went out like the wrong side. So I have like piled up groceries. I can't even see like with the boxes and stuff like over the cart. And I went out the wrong way and like the car was like so far away. I'm like pushing the cart like the parking lot. And I looked down and I was like, oh, it looked like I was pushing the sled for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think one time my Fitbit thought I was like working out, and I was just like, I mean, I was just going for a stroll, but I mean, if you want to count it as a
Oh,
workout, let's
are you
do it.
working out? Are you working out? That's what my
Yeah.
watch asks me all the time. I'm like, no, I just have anxiety. Stop.
Like I was panicking for a moment.
Yeah, yeah. No. So the biggest thing for me and Jordan, of course, is making sure that you feel confident, like going on your own, like you're flying the nest now. So, and I know we talked about this a bit last time, but do you feel like you have a pretty solid plan for moving forward?
I think I do, because I think just getting to this point where, I am planning these camping trips. Like I am like sword yoga right now is like it's a really big thing for me right now. So I feel I think I built a strong enough foundation, like a level foundation. Like I know nutrition wise what I should be hitting, like my portions. I kind of just like measure out like my little plates now and I just kind of go off of that. I feel as far as like the nutrition part goes, like I've been very stable in it. I do feel a lot more confident now that I can add protein stuff and other things. And I think I found a nice balance now to where like I haven't really been excluding like when I'm on my period, but like just not upsetting my pancreas so much, like with what I'm eating, just because it's more controlled.
Yes.
So I kind of feel like I have that groove. I'm still getting the protein, but I'm not constantly having to get the chicken and stuff. Like I'm substituting it with other things, and that's been helping. So that aspect feels a lot better. And I feel solid now. Not like how I was in January, where it was like I didn't know what I was doing, what to eat, what not to eat. Like it just felt
Overwhelming.
more lost, yeah. And then now it's like I know what I'm doing. And then as far as like the workouts go, I think I'm just gonna stick to what we're doing like this week and just kind of continue that for like, at least another 2, 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I work in like 12-week training blocks. I do the same training for 12 weeks. Like you don't have to cut it short because as long as you're still seeing progress, there's really no reason to change it, right? But what I do want to do is send you, and I have a video for it, is the morning routine, which is just, it doesn't have to be done in the morning. It's a mobility routine for like every joint of your body that you can just do every day to just kind of maintain that mobility. Then you'll at least have that because it's literally like, like the cars, the shoulder cars that you had, but it's for
Uh-huh.
every single joint. So starting with neck all the way down to toes. And that will help you like maintain that range of motion. And like as you get stronger, you can start loading your car. So you can put like a ankle weight on your wrist, like start out pretty light and do your cars with weight. Like that's what I did today. I just held like a 5 pound dumbbell and did my shoulder. Oh, I'm sore.
Is
And
that how like the dumbbell one was? The one that were now
oh
you
yeah,
have the
that's more.
dumbbells?
Yeah, that
Okay.
one is just you like full internal and external rotation of the shoulder, but you can also load the full range, like the full
Okay.
circuit be loaded.
Well, I
Uh,
was just doing a 2 pound because I was like,
oh, that's fine. No, this is like I've been doing this for a while, and I did the internal and external today, and I used a 10 pound weight, and I died. Like
okay.
you don't need a ton of weight for that shoulder stuff.
Oh,
Uh,
thank goodness. Because I was like, ah, just because he was holding the dumbbell in the video, and I was like, I'm gonna go with the stick that's 2 pounds. So I did 2 pounds. And
yeah.
I was like, I still feel like I'm moving and stretching. So I was like, I did not, yeah, I didn't go crazy on that one. But yeah, actually, I would absolutely love that because I'm finding that I'm doing a lot of mobility before I start working out, but then I do it again when I finish the workout. It just, I don't know, it kind of feels like a nice cool down too, like just kind of
Standard.
relax. Yeah. And then even on the days like where, like especially like the shoulder cars, like before I start like with the yoga, like that's usually what I start with first. But if you have a video where it's just like everything top to bottom, I would totally, yeah, that'd be
I'll
good.
send you both. So I have one
That's
that
really
like
helpful.
I have one that I talk through the whole thing for like people who are just starting it, and then a second one is just like a follow along once you have it down. So I'll send you both of those. I think you're doing good on nutrition. Like you've been pretty like disciplined and consistent with that. What kind of questions do you have for me? And it's okay if you don't have questions too. I hate putting people on the spot like that.
You always answer my questions before I get to them. Because the mobility part was what kind of I guess was scaring me as far as because like I didn't know how to plan for that part of it. So part of me was just thinking like I was probably just gonna stick to all the videos, just get the ones that I do the most often or like the ones that I get the deep movement in. But if you have one that's head to toe, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you can use that forever and then I just, always
Yep.
keep that in
And then
motion.
that segmented cat cow, do that as much as you can because as you know, when you first started doing it, I'm sure you didn't have any segmentation. It was probably just like kind of
No.
all moving as one. It's not like one of those things where when you gain segmentation because you've worked on it, you'll just have it forever if you don't do it again. So like it's something that you'll have to maintain your whole life, just working on that. So the morning routine and the segmented cat cow, and you're good to go.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, the hips one, that's the other one that I like doing a lot. Sometimes I'll do like the standing one, and then the one that's like from the going from the 90s to the butterfly. I do struggle on the butterfly a little bit right now, but it's things like that where it's like, I mean, just doing the 90-90 on the hip. I was like, if you told me that in January, yeah, you're gonna be doing this. I was like, nah, like just that just looks hard. But now it's like, yeah, no, like I can do it. And it might not be perfect the first time I do it, but I'll get there. But I
And
think the mobility has just been a biggest thing.
with the standing hip cars, like that one too, like once you feel pretty confident in it, you put an ankle weight on and like make it harder.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Okay.
So like
So
ankle wrist,
on
ankle weight on your
any
hip.
of them, you can
Yeah,
add like little weights.
the only one that I don't really have people load is neck cars. So this one, and I mean you can eventually, like with a band, so you wouldn't put a weight around your neck. Like that would not be a good thing to do. And then same with like the spine cars, the thoracic spine cars. Let's see if I can do this. You can band load it. So like this one. When you do,
Oh, okay.
as you come up, the band is resisting. So you can band load that one. You can band it from the bottom, band it from the top, just see how they feel. Just like play around with different like band resistant places. And then same for like ankle cars, right? You just
Hmm.
put like the weight around your toes and do your ankle cars that way. Like you,
Hmm.
and then you're just strengthening your joints.
Okay. I
Okay.
didn't think about that. Okay.
So I can send that over to you, and then like you have your workouts in through the end of the week too, like through Sunday. And I'm pretty sure you can like print them out. and stuff. So go through your workouts, make sure that you like save like as PDFs or whatever the ones that you really like. And then of course, like let me know if you have any questions or anything and share lots of sword yoga pictures and stuff.
Will do. I'm gonna start posing, doing my poses with it. So I'll have
And
my
your
wife do.
chihuahua.
I do have my chihuahua.
And
I think I
chihuahua
will
in one hand and sword in the other. Like
that'd be a good pose. I actually did do like I was lifting like one leg and I was on my right leg too when I was lifting up the chihuahua. So I was pretty proud of that pose. So I'll have to send you those pictures.
well, I'm super, super proud of you. I hope you're super proud of yourself.
I
And
am very
I'll,
thankful. A lifesaver. I really appreciate it.
well, keep me updated on your journey and I will speak to you soon. Okay?
Will
All right.
do. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.